November 25th to December 10th marks the dawn of a critical movement, the commencement of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. It is not a celebration, but rather a call to arms against an insidious enemy that lurks within our society. We stand at a precipice, steering into the harsh reality that gender-based violence has inflicted upon communities across the globe. And unfortunately, St. Kitts and Nevis has not escaped this scourge. Let's confront the stark truth. Cases of domestic violence have been on a relentless rise, casting a dark shadow over our nation. As a society, it has become normalized, too often sidelined as a private family matter. The reality, however, is that gender-based violence is a public crisis, affecting not only victims, but the entire society. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic heightened the shadow pandemic of gender-based violence. It acted as an unfortunate catalyst, triggering a surge that shook us to our core. Our local statistics are chilling. We saw a staggering 400% increase in reported cases from 87 in 2019 to a heartbreaking 359 in 2020. But let us not forget, these figures only scratch the surface, as gender-based violence is notoriously underreported, painting a much grimmer reality than we dare to imagine. Although often used interchangeably, gender-based violence, violence against women and girls, and domestic violence have important distinctions. Domestic violence is the most common type of gender-based violence. However, gender-based violence is the broadest and most inclusive of these three terms, and refers to any type of violence directed at an individual based on their gender. It is rooted in gender inequality, the abuse of power, and harmful norms. It is crucial to dispel the misconception that this violence discriminates. It doesn't. It ravages without bias, affecting individuals regardless of gender, with men too often left to suffer in silence, often overlooked and stigmatized. Recognizing, however, that women and girls are disproportionately the victims of such violence, the global theme for this year's 16 Days of Activism against gender-based violence is Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls. What can we do? We cannot turn a blind eye. We cannot remain silent. It is on us as a community to stand together, resolute in our commitment to eradicating gender-based violence. These 16 days are a rallying cry, a catalyst for change. Let us ignite the flame of hope, the spark of unity, and the promise of a future where everyone feels safe and valued. As a society, we must support our victims. Being a victim of gender-based violence is too often perceived as shameful and weak, with many women still being considered guilty of attracting violence against themselves through their behavior, or not deserving assistance or empathy because they stayed too long or took too long to speak up. We must hold the perpetrators accountable, legally and socially, with violent actions being condemned without excuses. Men, we need you more than ever. It is not enough to say you are not a perpetrator. We need your voice to challenge harmful stereotypes and be allies in creating a safer world. Speak up when you see signs of violence and intervene when it is safe to do so. Victims, better yet, survivors, you are not alone. Your courage in speaking out, seeking help, and supporting each other is immeasurable. Society as a whole bears a responsibility, a duty to dismantle the structures that perpetuate violence. It is time to educate, to advocate, and to create a culture where respect and equality reign supreme. Follow the activities of the Department of Gender Affairs on both St. Kitts and Nevis to be further educated, to see ways to get involved, and to learn more about how you can join the fight. Together, we can and will make a difference.